I think one of the most common and simple ways to think about pricing strategies to really understand the existing pricing framework of the domain you're operating in, right? So if you are, say, building in SaaS, it's pretty obvious to do a monthly or yearly subscriptions, right? Again, within that, the price range, for example, varies depending upon whether you're building for a micro enterprise or an SME or a mid-market enterprise or like whatever, right? So in case of RazorpayX, you're building a neo banking platform. Now, since customers are already using a banking platform and used to certain kind of pricing, which was transaction-based pricing, so we didn't want to tinker too much with the model, right? So number one, we just wanted to keep it simple. There was no need to reinvent the wheel. We decided to just keep it transaction-based pricing. So payouts is what we had launched as a first product, right? Number two is that when a customer is validating a product, right, he or she is thinking about multiple things. Now, we were building a completely differentiated experience, which is what we wanted the user to primarily focus on, right? The moment you bring in too many things into consideration, it just gets difficult to make a buy decision. So objective was to kind of keep things simple so that they don't think about pricing at all while they're thinking about adopting or buying RazorpayX, right, for their use cases. So that's the reason we kind of stuck with transaction-based pricing. The number three is that, like, as we introduce new product lines, for example, payroll, right, it gives us an opportunity to kind of have a different pricing for specific products. So in case of payroll, transaction-based pricing didn't make sense, right? So we went with the SaaS model, which is like a monthly subscription, per seat, right? So whenever you're kind of launching the product, the primary takeaway would be like, try not build like too complex pricing framework. Don't like reinvent the wheel, right? You can simply follow the existing pricing framework, of the category. And new banking might, come across to you as something which is a completely new category, but actually it's a better way of doing banking, right? So you do inspiration from whatever the pricing, is there for that particular category. In this case was banking. And you will always have an opportunity to do something, entirely different once you've established yourselves, right? Like once you've established your brand, then is when you can actually experiment because people now trust you. So that is the strategy that we had for RazorpayX.